Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product reviews, and answers that you can use like an answer to the question, why is Chris jamming homemade mole into his mouth while he's live streaming on the internet, because this is the only thing I've had to eat all day. Homemade mole, best in the world, and believe you me, I've tried so many moles. This is the best because it's made by Diana's mom, so it's authentic, homemade, wonderful. Now, if you wanted the mole, I couldn't give it to you, but you can still get a box of free snacks. Would you like that? Naturebox.com/Pirillo. There you go. Eat something so that way you don't feel weird as I may continue to eat this mole in front of me because I haven't had anything to eat all day. You know, live streaming is hard work. I might even break a sweat. No, I won't. I hope not. It's supposed to be fall, autumn, right? Anyway, let me go ahead and thank the 926 supernomies as of today. These people help make what I do possible. And as a matter of fact, over the weekend, I don't know if you guys follow me on social, beyond the live videos that I do, there is a distinct possibility of me rebooting the podcast. Now, I don't mean like this video. Some people are downloading this video as the podcast. I would do a separate type of podcast, like an AMA every day, and do it in just podcast form, audio form, and likely record using the mic on my iPhone or whatever device I happen to have on me at the time. So, a podcast, an AMA, there would be no particular topic. It'd be the Chris Pirillo Show, based on the questions that you'd ask. Because I think that, by and large, my favorite day of TLDR is the AMAs that we usually do on Friday. But today is Monday. That's okay, because it's National Coffee Day, as I spit mole chunks out. I did not mean to do that. Oh, yes. I got the Darth Vader pumpkin. This is a plastic pumpkin, Darth Vader on the front. Someone told me about it. Actually, 2 people tweeted me over the weekend saying, hey, check it out. I love when you guys do that. And gals. It's wonderful because I'm like, I did not know. And now I'm ready to face October and Halloween at the end of next month, which is coming in another couple of days. And before I forget, today is the last day, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, because 5 people have or will be receiving the Intel Android tablet, the Asus MemoPad 8. This is the 5 of 5, as opposed to 7 of 9. The 5th of 5 that we're giving away over the past week. And I was watching the hashtag all weekend, as I mentioned on Friday. Thank you, everybody, for participating. With any luck, here's the thing. I'm gonna say something, and it really is, it's kind of up to you. I think Intel has been very, very happy with what we've been able to do, and I would tell you that if you want a greater possibility of us to be able to continue to do this at any point in the future, use that hashtag right now and say, yes, I would love to participate in more hashtag Intel Android giveaways, just like Joseph Paul Blau, who was picked at random, and he tweeted correctly. He says, I would love an hashtag Intel Android that at Chris Pirillo is giving away so I could text for the first time ever and get a Facebook account. Ooh, wow. I don't know why Joe's never texted, or Joseph, or why he doesn't have a Facebook account, but I would say you could do a lot with an Intel Android tablet. This will be on its way. We'll be shipping them off at some point, likely this week. And even though no one's really asked for it necessarily, I'm probably going to be unwrapping them and autographing them just for you. Everybody who received an Intel Android tablet as a random gift. If you'd like to do that again, please. Bless you, hon. Did you sneeze? Yeah. Okay, I thought I heard that. Wasn't sure if it was you or the baby. Is the baby here? Not yet. Not yet? I thought the baby's been here for like 2 weeks. Go to Twitter, use the Intel Android hashtag and say, please, can we do this again? Just ask. Because believe you me, they're listening, and they want to know if you're paying attention. So there we go, an Intel Android giveaway. National Coffee Day mentioned that. Podcast Reboot mentioned that. I'll put a link for you in the video description. And I caught this morning on deals.lockergnome.com. A lifetime of elite iOS and Android game development training. 8 professional courses so you can build and launch mobile games with ease. No coding required. If you want to build a game for iOS and Android, we've got the courses for you. Deals.lockergnome.com. A pretty steep discount. Or you can learn on your own if you want, and do the courseware for free. Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
My checkup today.
Oh, your checkup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby's good.
The baby is good. Did you want to take the vlog camera, hun?
I can. I'm not sure what really I can.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be fine.
Vlog.
It's up to you. We don't need to do that. Okay. I'm going to continue to talk about developing. You know what? Someone needs to develop for iOS and Android a game that you play with a couple, and who's right and who's wrong. Yes, you can't if you want. You can try. I don't have it. Oh, I have it.
Behind your mole.
Mole. Oh, now we are using this vlog camera, but I've seen some video of the GoPro Hero 4. And this looks spectacular. 4K video, 30 frames a second. 2 times as fast as the previous GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. I'd consider using one, the Hero 4, if only for 4K videos and vlogs. Is Darth Vader turning? He's turning on me. He's turned to the dark side. Haha, you saw that joke coming a mile away. So anyway, learn how to develop iOS, Android games. I got some game ideas in mind in case you're like, well, I got the course, but I don't know what to develop. I'll give you some ideas. I'll do you that. You get the course, you're looking for ideas. I've got a few game ideas that I think could work well, and I wish you the best of luck if you are a developer. Now, I also happen to link the AMA threads from Friday in this video description. Some questions, many questions we weren't able to get to. I'm doing this because I'm starting to heat up, and I don't want to start breaking a sweat, even though I'm sitting in front of two number 26 Darth Vader figures. This one was sent to me by dorksidetoys.com, and this one was sent to me by Stephen Palmer. Hey, Chris, hope you like this gift. And I agree with what you said on TLDR that girls can be geeks. I think it's great. Jedi is so beautiful, and I wish you the best for the whole family. Thank you very much for your support. Stephen, cannot wait to open one and or both of these. I just love action figures because I lack action in my real life. That's why I like action figures. Now, I mentioned this on Friday, but I just wanted to kind of underscore this. As linked in Bloomberg, the manager in charge of iOS testing was also in charge of testing maps during the 2012 debacle. And this is something that I think underscores everything that I've been saying about iOS. I just feel like there's an extreme lack of quality control. Like the person who's in charge just doesn't get what makes an Apple device an Apple device, what makes an Apple experience an Apple experience. And I think he and or the team responsible needs to be... I would never call for firing like this, but remanaged. I think that's fair to say. I mean, and I think we've seen a lot of people having issues, not just with people who don't like change. I mean, that's kind of the flippant response with, oh, people, you just don't like change. I love change. When change is warranted, I love change. Love it. But when you take a step backwards, I don't love change. The issues that I have aren't necessarily in certain aspects of the way Apple's done things, but specifically in how they've executed on certain parts of it. And I mentioned this last Friday, but just the quality control, I think, is the one thing where if Apple's slipping anywhere, it ain't innovation. I think they're fully innovated. I think, I need to seize. Sorry, Pixie. Got a little moly on you there. I thought I had chewed it fully, but apparently I did not. Thought I'd link that article to you in this video description. Now, also came across my radar okay, I did something, and it's bad when Chris takes off his glasses and does a face wipe. I have no doubt that there are people who are going to run into issues in relation to bending with their phones. iPhone 6 Plus, whatever. Because there are other phones in history that have bent, including other iPhones. But Apple, unfortunately, does not have the market cornered on bending phones. However, speaking to what I was saying, what was it, in yesterday's vlog in the other YouTube channel? I don't know if you catch that, but it was actually in relation to something that's probably near and dear to your heart if you care about technology at all. I've said that if you lack an emotional maturity, you're not ready for technology. And two young boys, I'm not casting aspersions, I'm not saying all young boys are immature, but two young boys took it upon themselves to go into an Apple store and physically bend iPhone 6 Pluses. And then they had the audacity to blame Apple. Well, it's not our fault, it's Apple's fault that they're so easily bendable. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, your God. Oh, anybody's God. Are you serious? Well, they apparently deleted their video, but the internet never forgets, for better or for worse. Wow. To say this is monumentally stupid and irresponsible just does not be... Irresponsible is not even a word that's strong enough for what these people did. I don't care how old they are. What these people did was just wrong. They willingly destroyed property that wasn't theirs. If you were to ask me how they should, how anybody would handle this, I think that's really up to Apple. And, nobody else. I wouldn't be able to necessarily pass judgment. I would just say that that's really stupid, dude. Really stupid. Like, you got to think about that stuff. People, they do this all the time. Like, they'll go to Twitter and they'll just explode and attack someone else, or they'll hurt someone else intentionally. Intentionally! When you do something unintentionally to damage or hurt, it's one thing. When you intentionally damage or hurt, it's something completely different. And if anything speaks to my position on how technology can destroy, look no further. Look no further. Do you think these boys would have done it if they didn't have the opportunity to brag about it on YouTube? Of course, eventually taking it down. Using technology to destroy, or as an excuse to destroy? No. No. Unintentional harm, it happens. Intentional harm, shame on you. Don't use technology as an excuse to hurt. Because if you do, there's a big problem that you have, not anybody else. Sorry, I just feel so strongly about this. I deal with so many people on a daily basis who abuse their responsibility. And if you have a Twitter account, you have a responsibility. You do. A responsibility for yourself. If you do not respect yourself, you're not going to respect others. And you're certainly not going to respect others' property. Or we could ask the boys this: how would you feel if someone came into your house, took your phone, whatever your favorite phone was, and bent it? Or tried to bend it? How would that make you feel? And trust me, everyone's got feelings. Whether they recognize it or not, whether you're a male or not, that's no excuse. No excuse for this. No excuse whatsoever. Oh, man. By the way, one of the super nomies, Earle Greene. The U.S. is getting its first pro gaming arena. So cool. That's kind of neat. Esports are a thing. I'm still looking for a way to stream on Twitch some classic games. I know I keep saying that. I keep threatening that. It just hasn't happened yet. Haven't figured it out. Am I too white? Am I coming across as too white? Not like culturally. Hang on just a second. Let me bump this down. I'm noticing. Let's go to 9. Is this better? Am I less white now, or just as white? I don't know. I tried to. White people, apparently we love our esports. Well, no, it crosses cultures there, I'd imagine. Pretty neat though. I think I would rather encourage Jedi to do esports. That's the kind of sport that I could get behind easily. It's a little more enjoyable, and I think is just as relevant for engagement of the mind without necessarily damaging someone else physically. And it's a thing. I mean, it's got its own arena. It's a thing. That is awesome. Love seeing something like that. Thank you, Earle, for bringing that to my attention. Earle also mentioned that Amazon, I didn't even realize this, has dropped the Kindle name from its Fire tablets. Now, I do have on pre-order, just for people who are wondering, or not, pardon me, on order I have the Kindle, I guess it's no longer the Kindle, the Fire tablet, the small one. It's like, what was it, $100 or something like that? Crazy. I can't even remember how much. I just exchanged some of the gift cards that I've been earning. 2 ways that I know of earning legitimate Amazon gift cards for free. Go.tagjag.com/free apps. Go.tagjag.com/free points. Links are in this video description. You should be using them iOS, Android, US, UK, Canada. and beyond. So check those out. So I exchanged some points to get that. It's been a while since I've had new Amazon hardware, and it just seemed like, okay, this might work. I think it'd be worth a shot. So we'll see how that goes. That should be arriving at some point in the near future. I think they're shipping in October real soon. Also shipping right now is, let's see where it's at, my iPhone 6 Space Gray 128 gig. Should I do another live unboxing for everybody and give you my review officially, kind of a 2-in-1 there? I did my initial impressions, but now that I've spent some time with the iPhone, I'll give you my official review. This Wednesday, I believe, is when it's coming in. Let me check the deliveries app. I've got the tracking code keyed in there. It is in Korea now. Oh, delivered by Friday. Never mind, I'm getting it by Friday. Maybe that'll be this Friday. I'll be doing an unboxing, or possibly this weekend, live on this very channel. Yahoo is killing off the thing that made Yahoo Yahoo. I remember Yahoo when it was Yahoo, but not Yahoo. It was at stanford.edu/Yahoo. It was the directory you went to find everything that was on the internet. It was a long time ago. Long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away, Bruce Davis sent me this workbook. Yes, it's got Jar Jar on the front, but preschool shapes and colors and patterns are inside for Jedi to learn with. And look at that, it's a Darth Vader, which she may color pink at some point later. Also, thank Dan McLaughlin with C-3PO and preschool ABC fun. It includes 10 Star Wars finger puppets inside here, and that'll be cool at some point when Jedi needs to learn. This is what she will use. And I think that's all I need to give credit for as I tell you that Yahoo is killing off Yahoo. They're killing off Yahoo. That was a really weird segue, I agree. But Yahoo's still around. It's just the directory that was once maintained, no longer. Kind of disappointing. Now there's been DMOZ, the Open Directory, ODP, Open Directory Project. I think that's what it is now, or was. But the idea was it was like Yahoo, only it was more open. Kind of neat how you'd still be able to find directories here and there, but the internet's changing, man. I mean, the internet, my friend, is changing in the wind. The internet is changing in the wind. Look at that Wi-Fi, it's blowing by with the Bluetooth signals. Oh, Mondays are a mixed bag. You never really know what you're going to get with a live Pirillo, except for... Hey, I got to move the Vader pumpkin because I can't see the controls. There we go. Oh, can you see the reflection of Darth Vader? You can. Okay, that'll work. These are all the Supernomies to give credit to and for. This list will be updated in the next couple of weeks as the new patron pledges come through. By the way, for that podcast that I was talking about, the Chris Pirillo show, the AMA every day in podcast form, everybody will drive it. But the idea would be that the Supernomies would get access to it a week ahead of time before everybody else. That's the way I'm thinking. So everyone would get to enjoy it. It's just the Supernomies at, I think with the pledge level of $10 a month and higher, would get access to the Chris Pirillo Show podcast sooner. So that way we can keep the same group of Supernomies and keep them, keep the values in one spot, even though Patreon is not really an amazing platform for everything. It's the best I can do at this time. So thanks for your patience, and thank you to all you true pledgers. Sales of Mac and Chromebooks have helped raise overall PC sales, but Windows PC sales are down. So when you hear PC sales are up, it's not just for Windows. Sorry, Microsoft, and I believe this also came in by way of patron or Supernomies, one of the Supernomies, Earle Greene. Sales of Mac and Chromebooks contributed. I like Chromebooks a lot. If you had to, to force me to get a PC, and I knew most of what I was going to do was on the web with that PC, I'd probably go a Chromebook because it's always up to date. Runs anything I would need to run inside a web browser by and large, and it's relatively affordable. So I like the idea of Chromebooks as laptops for general productivity. I would not use a Chromebook if my primary need for a computer was video editing. I'd probably go MacBook because I use Final Cut Pro 10, and it's only on OS 10. And so I'd go with likely a MacBook. I've got a first-gen Retina display MacBook Pro. I'm thinking possibly in another year, like when the next big jump happens with mobile computing in OS X, I may end up selling this current MacBook Pro that's running this live stream and upgrading to something newer. I'm also looking forward to, this is running on a Mac Pro. Depending on if and when Apple announces anything kind of new in the iMac range, I may be going with an iMac on my desk outright. Probably covering up the Apple logo because, I talk about these tech companies all the time. I don't need the Apple logo in front of them. I'll talk about Darth Vader all day long. But Apple? No. No, I will, actually. So, anyway, if you're wondering my current plans, and I'm sure someone's going to ask me 5 minutes from now, even after I've said it. Oscar Roque. Anyway, so there's a link for you for more information, but that's pretty much the long and short of it. Sales of Mac and Chromebooks have helped raise overall PC sales, with Windows PC sales being down. Oscar, link. Now, this is great. I saw this headline, but did not dive deeper. It just shows you the power of you. I did not dive deeper when I saw this headline over the weekend, but it was fantastic. It was so... it makes sense. I'm like, I look for anything that closes gaps. And Oscar linked it off to me, and so I took a deeper look. There is an explanation as to who killed Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru in Star Wars Episode 4, the first Star Wars movie. Now, originally, you're led to believe that it is a series of stormtroopers who had killed Lars and... or not Lars. Owen Lars and Beru Lars. I was thinking Krieg. Okay, anyway, the Larses... Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle in Episode 4, Star Wars, A New Hope. But this article makes an insanely fantastic argument as to who actually perpetrated this crime. It wasn't the stormtroopers. I don't want to ruin it. The link kind of does ruin it. If you're interested in the spoiler, check out the link. But as far as I'm concerned, even though it's not in canon, everything around it, where there's smoke, there's fire... everything around this particular part of the story makes sense to me. And thank you, Oscar, for linking this directly to me, because it allowed me the opportunity to dive deeper. I take a serious look when you guys send me things. So thank you for that. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the way it is. Not I'm just going to go this far. The stormtroopers didn't do it. Couldn't convince me any other way now. Stormtroopers didn't do it. I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Ooh. Bad pun there. 3D printed skin is possible, and it holds promise for burn victims and others. Obviously, this is not in mass production, but we've talked about how 3D printing is, enabling just, I would say, leaps in medical technologies and being able to address certain things that might happen to us as being human beings and fragile and certainly not impervious to the elements around us. So the fact that 3D printing is now making possible the replacement of what was previously a very painful procedure for burn victims or those who might need skin replacement or augmentation, I think is just a fantastic application of 3D printing. And as time goes on, they're even talking about using this technology to circumvent certain trials that put other organic beings at risk, like animal trials, being able to circumvent those by using 3D printed skin as a testing bed. So that's awesome news. That's really, really cool, and I hope this continues to happen. I hope 3D printing technology, I think the biggest application, you could print a case, print a doll, print a whatever. These cute things. By the way, I've been talking to Jerry, and I think if we don't do a Geek Out this weekend, possibly the next weekend, Jerry 3D printed this for me, Barnacles Nerdgasm. We're trying to get Basher and Clara, his girlfriend, over for a Geek Out, and so hopefully that's going to happen sooner rather than later. Basher is one of the bigger Minecrafters that I know of, great guy, great heart, and also currently in Seattle, which is awesome. So it gives us the opportunity to kind of hang out. 3D printing, gimmick, 3D printed skin, absolute revolution in us, really. 3D printing, I think the number one applications, not to talk about skin application, but the number one application for 3D printing is in health. I really do absolutely, truly believe that. Everything else, machine part replacement, but think about human part replacement. Would you take a 3D printed liver if you couldn't get a liver and you needed a liver replacement? I would. Absolutely. To save your life? Hell yeah. So, amazing bits of news in the world of technology and 3D printing. eMusic is no longer going to offer songs from big labels, focusing only on indie starting October 1st. And, for me, I think the hope for eMusic was fantastic. Back in the day, you could basically pay a monthly subscription and get unlimited downloads of songs and music. And this is before streaming really existed. People were still swapping MP3s at that time. So it was nice to have legitimate files, and you were playing along by the rules. You weren't pirating media. So I was oh yeah, down. I'm down. That sounds absolutely fantastic. So I had signed up at one point. Eventually dropped it. It just didn't have... I got everything I wanted to get. And quite honestly, I couldn't even tell you where half that stuff is now. I probably deleted it. I've moved on to streaming services like Spotify, Pandora. Pandora still rules as far as streaming goes. It's got the brand as far as streaming music is concerned. But the eMusic is just going to go and focus on indies at this point, which is fine. I mean, they're targeting a very fine audience. Hang on just a second. Oh, that's so cool. I'm looking at continuity here. It's pretty neat. I got a phone call, and then it jumped over to my from my phone to my iPad. Pretty cool. At some point, then it'll pop up here on the monitor and like a notification, unless I turn that off. Adobe, and this is probably about the last bit of news I have today. Aside from this last product view, Hallmark is selling these itty bitties, little Darth Vader. They got like all sorts of Star Wars itty bitties. Look at that. Can you see the Vader? I wanted to get a picture of Jedi with this, but the problem is that I got to make sure it's right. And this weekend she was in a newspaper article featured in the Seattle Times. Pretty neat. But yes, little Darth Vader. They have other Star Wars things, other Disney things. Itty bitties is what they're called. You can get them at Hallmark stores. You can get them online as well. And look at that. Kind of neat. I don't know. Neat little design. Let's see. I can go. Well, he should stand up on his own, theoretically. Here, or with the help of a monitor. Nah? Alright. Adobe's Creative Cloud apps are coming to Chromebooks, starting with an in-browser beta version of Photoshop for US-based educational customers. Step in the right direction. That's something that might make it more interesting to pick up an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, which I've believed has been the right way to go as far as software is concerned. Buying into it as a service, always knowing that you have the latest version, never having to really worry about licensing, so to speak. Though I don't know if I'm the absolute case for Adobe Creative Cloud. I think the way they're evolving it is it's unparalleled. And I think if, of any company that was to do it, I'm glad that Adobe is kind of leading that charge with the array of tools and how they're engaging the creative community with support. So look for Photoshop to come to Chromebooks in a limited capacity, I'm sure. But still, it kind of removes the argument of, it's not a real computer because it doesn't run Photoshop. Give me a break. Nowhere in the history of official dictionary definitions has the word, it must run Photoshop to be a real computer ever, well, that's not a word, it's more of a phrase. Has that phrase ever entered the definition? No, it's just not. I don't think it's ever going to happen. That ship has sailed, unfortunately. Our computers these days are everywhere. And most of them are not running Photoshop. Start with a mole, end with a mole. Let me see if I've got any questions here from the people who are tuned in live. Oh, wow. I don't think the comments have caught up. The last comments I see were about the kids who are breaking things. I talked about that like at the beginning of the broadcast here. Boy, YouTube Live sometimes is really wonky. Let me make sure that my computer is muted. And I'm going to open up the watch page to see if there are any other comments there. Yeah, like I said, I wish I can handle live streaming better than I do. Oh, George Barrett. I'll just do shout-outs and then end it. These are the people who are tuned in live. Cassie Lowe, Ryan Bragg, George Barrett, Matthew Page, Pez Liz, Jonathan McConnell, and I don't know if that's it because YouTube Live is kind of funky. Like my screensaver, Electric Sheep. It's open source and available cross-platform. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for participating in the hashtag Intel Android series of giveaways. Hope to do more. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, give feedback, support in whatever way you possibly can. Because I love doing this. I love spending time with you, even virtually, even though I may never see you face to face. I'm glad you can see my face and to know that even if nobody else has told you this today, I care about you. Smile. Just smile. And if you have nothing to smile about, I'll give you reasons aplenty to smile. There's plenty to smile about. Just to know that someone's thinking about you and does care that you exist. So long as your happiness is not coming at the cost of someone else's happiness, I hope you're happy. At this point, I'm going to talk about something else. I've got the live Q&A with you and me. Can Google Glass make a comeback? Ooh, good question. I'll be diving deeper into that. I do 5 of those videos a week. 4 of them are exclusive to the Supernomies. 1 is for everybody. This one is going to be for everybody. So, I'm going to go ahead, pop off, do that right here in this seat, right here with this camera, right here in this channel. So at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.